Joining me now to discuss this is Richard Downing, is SACCI Economist. Richard, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us. I think it's important to say people are allowed to slow down a little bit even if they are happy, right?
Yeah, I think so. The mood is still positive to some extent, and I think the whole business confidence index is riding on the mood that was created by new leadership in the government party. But I think what it's telling us now at this moment is that to keep this momentum going, we need something to start from this and in the real economy, and one would like to see more sort of policy statements, I think, and something like we heard today about the PPI and so on in terms of ESCOM. I think that is a positive development, that could help to take the index a little bit forward.
Absolutely. We always require more. We'll never be satisfied because we need to improve. So when you're looking at just the readings of those numbers before we get into some of the policy things that you guys want addressed, I just wanted to take a look at those that drag down the index. So you've got imports. So really nothing too much to worry about. People are allowed to slow down as the year begins. Retail sales slow. Is there anything between retail sales and construction that would worry you down in terms of a slowdown?
I think what was worrying to me a bit in terms of especially real retail sales is when you look at that's increased to 15%, and you look at the fuel levy, that came in, and fuel prices that might move quite significantly in terms of, and it actually did in terms of April. That would put consumers under more pressure. So definitely in terms of, I think consumers will face a bigger sort of budget constraint, and this might be detrimental. But luckily we had an interest rate sort of lift or a lowering of interest rates a little bit, 0.25, which still keeps real interest rates at a very high level, but still I think to some extent it assists your consumer, to cover these type of costs that might be coming in, especially your middle income groups, to which the whole 15% is about applicable.
Yeah. What about construction? That's been in the doldrums for quite a while now.
Yeah, no, consumption is a problem. I mean, I think one of the main issues there is actually unemployment that one sees, and one could fiddle around with wages and, all kinds of things like that. But in the end, I mean, one would like to see more people employed so that your consumers in total, I mean, have a bigger spending power, and I think that is critical for the economy in South Africa, because a large part of your demand is actually coming from that side. What is perhaps also one must look at is actually your exports, and we know, with the strong rand, it's good in some cases, but in terms of exports, it might make it more difficult to compete with products from abroad, and that is the problem that one might face in terms of that. In terms of mining, your rand income will be negatively affected, as well as agriculture, because of the strong rand. So one will have to cope with those type of issues as well.
Yeah. Are you already complaining about the strong rand, Richard?
Yeah, well, one can pick up, in terms of certain of the sectors, I mean, that is dependent upon, especially where you had some of these tourists or the venues that actually were priced in either US dollars or Europe or euros, and now suddenly the rand is very strong, so the rand income has taken a dip, and that is perhaps not as good as one would like to see it. So it's always difficult to take a view on what is the ideal type of exchange rate, but at the moment that might be detrimental to some extent.
You anticipated my next question, because I was going to ask you where you think fair value for the rand lies at the moment.
Yeah, very difficult.
Okay, all right, let's leave the rand where it is, and perhaps the central bank could have cut some more. Do you think maybe 25 basis points wasn't enough? Maybe they could have been a little bolder and asked for a 50 basis points cut?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, if you take the real interest rate, you can see still, in terms of month on month, of course, we're a little bit better off with the interest rate that has come down nominally. But by default, I mean, actually, your real interest rate also came down a little bit. But if you look year on year, the real interest rate is still very high. And so it is not conducive at this stage, in terms of borrowing money. But And on the other hand, we've got a problem in terms of debt levels, and so with the consumers to some extent. Government debt levels we know about is a difficult issue to handle, and we see some of the SOEs like Eskom still battling to get their books in order and then trying to put through, tariff increases that are not affordable by the economy, and that is a worrying factor still on the horizon that could severely influence your business confidence.
Yeah. You say in your commentary, and I quote you here, you say, although there is greater hope for economic policy certainty and a pivotal role for the business, the current positive climate and momentum of business confidence should be supplemented by tangible results. What tangible results are you looking for?
Well, I think, in the end, for instance, the RAD is now performing perhaps a lot on what's happening in the portfolio markets and all that, and inflows of capital to some extent. But we need fixed investment actually in the end to create growth. There's a few things. If you want to compete internationally, your assets has to be updated continuously. You continuously have to bring in new technology and stuff. And I think, with the economy suffering for 2 years now, 2.5 years about, because of all kinds of shenanigans and things going on, that is a problem that we've created, and one would like to see, in terms of fixed investment, where business has the confidence, investor confidence, and especially the foreign policy, foreign confidence, to come into South Africa. And therefore, it's critically important, to where investors come in to take a long-term view on where they want to go to be certain about things like property rights and that type of issues. And I think that is something we'll have to work on and be positive about it, and to see results coming forward.
Yeah.
So that it can complement the present business mood that is quite positive at this stage.
Give me a couple of things that you think easily President Cyril Ramaphosa could implement that will help boost business confidence already more than it is.
Well, I think he already, addressing some of this maladministration that we saw, in some of the SOEs, and in terms of SARS and those type of places, to make sure that it comes up to standard again. I think it's very positive moves, that tells us, well, here's somebody that tries to, move the economy and the public sector especially to be a service-oriented public sector, and that the taxpayer knows, where his money is going. So that's very positive. But now I think it's important, as I said, there's longer-term sort of perspective on where the economy is going. Policy certainty, not only in correcting public finances now, but actually, moving away where you have a lot of social needs actually coming onto budget, and still demands being made, perhaps it can't be met, is how you're going to address those type of issues, I think will help a bit to ensure that we moving the policy in the right direction. I mean, away from sort of being the big brother for everybody, and try to move the government to play a sort of positive role in actually creating this environment for economic growth.